Alright, be quiet, I'm gonna start filming. Ooh, I look good in this lighting, except my bald spot.
Except your what?
My bald spot. Actually, that's my entire head now at this point. But I have a bald spot right in the middle. Hey guys, my name is Shane, or Sicsen, and today I'm gonna be doing a Q&A that I announced a couple weeks back, and now I'm actually finally doing it for once. So I collected questions that you guys had for me on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, basically every platform ever, and now I'm just gonna answer. And also I have a new haircut, as you can see. As Logan said, who is right there behind the camera, I look like a Spanish soccer player who disrespects women
and cries when you get hit.
Okay, so let's just get started with the questions because we have quite a few. The first one that I have is from Nevin Escobar, and he asked, what's the purpose of the surgery in Florida and what part is it happening in? The purpose of the surgery in Florida, as you probably already know by this point, is top surgery. It's like a gender affirming surgery. I needed to get top surgery in order to feel more at home in my body, basically. So I got my boobs chopped off. They're not there anymore, as you can see. I still have a little bandage on, but I'm feeling pretty good since the surgery. It's been like 2 weeks, and it happened in Davie, Florida, and I stayed in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So I think Fort Lauderdale is like 20 minutes away from Davie. Okay, so on Snapchat, Dan asked me, are you worried you'll have regrets later on? I'm assuming this means like towards my transition and stuff like that. When I was first starting to like come to terms with everything and coming out and stuff, I was more worried about having regrets than I do now, because I guess like I just was afraid to make that leap and, you know, ask people to start calling me by certain pronouns and different name and you know, start taking testosterone, getting surgery and all that stuff. But now that I've, you know, taken a few steps toward that, I am more affirmed in the fact that it's the right choice for me, and I feel like I'm making the right decision, and that's kind of making me feel like I'm not gonna have any regrets later on. If anything, I regret not doing it sooner. Daily asked on Snapchat, are you coming to the gym tonight? 9. So this was asked quite a while ago when I put on Snapchat swipe up to ask me a question. No, I'm not coming to the gym tonight because I can't work out for another 4 weeks. Shakira asked, what's your overall goal in life being a film major? So yes, I'm a film major, and I'm also a digital arts major. I'm doing a double major at University of Hartford. If I could have the perfect job in the film industry, I would be a film editor, like a movie editor, because editing is my favorite part about the whole process. Out of all the different types of media that I could be creating, I think creating movies or documentaries would be the coolest. Athena asks, how did you know you were trans? I was thinking about making like a separate video on this later on, just because it's kind of a long story, but in short, I just kind of had a notion in the back of my head for a long time, and I didn't really address that for a long time, and then all of a sudden one day I was like, dude, you're trans. Like I was like driving to school, I remember so specifically, and then I was like, oh my god, it's like so obvious. Like, what the hell have I been doing with my life this entire time? Tyler asks, number 1, what has the Cluck Crew meant to you? So if you don't know, the Cluck Crew is basically like my friend group in my Discord server, and if you want to join my Discord server, the link is somewhere in the description. But the Cluck Crew to me is just a very tight-knit, close group of friends that have shown me a lot of support in everything that I've been doing, and I just appreciate them a lot. And I'm trying to meet them all in person because some of them live near me, some of them not so much, including Tyler, who asked this question. He lives in like Washington, so that's across the entire country for me. It's just like a friend group that I never really had, you know, in high school and stuff. I was always just kind of just had one close friend in high school, but now I have multiple, and it's, even though it's online, doesn't make it any less genuine. Number 2, has doing YouTube inspired you for any careers? I don't know, because before I even started YouTube, I knew that I wanted to do something in the film industry. I guess doing YouTube was just part of me being interested in that, and it's opened my eyes to the fact that a lot of big YouTubers actually have editors, which I didn't really even know about. But I actually was an editor for a popular YouTuber. I'm not anymore, but I was for a while, and so that's another thing that I kind of consider a possibility now in terms of, I guess, a career. But I still don't really see myself actually doing YouTube itself for a career, just because it's a very unstable line of work. Like, you could be, you know, earning a lot and then all of a sudden people aren't interested in you more, and then your ratings drop and you're broke. So that's not really something that I would be interested in. I'm kind of just doing it for fun at this point, and any money that comes out of it is just like a little plus. Number 3, what's your ultimate goal in life? I guess my ultimate goal in life is just to be happy and satisfied with what I'm doing, and to be true to myself, and not to, like, you know, do things for others, but to do things for myself. And number 4, who's your favorite clut? Hint, nickname starts with a D. I'm assuming this means Delta, aka Tyler, so I'm gonna go with that one. Noah asks, biggest role model? Whenever anyone asks me this question, I like kind of don't know what to say, because I legit don't know who my biggest role model is. I mean, I have a lot of just regular role models, like people I watch on YouTube, or you know, maybe like teachers, friends, but when I get asked this question, biggest role model, I don't have an answer that I can immediately think of, so I don't know. Maybe I'll have a different answer to that later on, but right now I don't really have one. Allison Vignati asks, how'd you get so cute? Ooh, damn. Shout out to my parents, they designed me. Allie also asked, do you think you'll be streaming often while you're at school? So currently I have about a week until I'm moving into my new apartment with Logan, and I'm bringing my whole setup and everything, but so far, I mean, we still have to get internet set up. I'm gonna be, you know, taking a bunch of classes, so I won't have as much time, but I do plan on still streaming, just probably not a lot, maybe like once or twice during the week. I'm gonna, you know, test the waters and see what works and what doesn't, so we'll see once I start school in a week. Lit Dude asks, what's your favorite color? My favorite color is salmon, because I like being extra. Ian X Gel asked, would you ever own would you ever own a burb? I actually have owned a burb. 3 actually. They were parakeets, and my mom convinced me to buy them with my own money, and I think I was in 4th grade. So I bought them, and I really only bought them because she wanted them, and they were very loud. We couldn't really do much with them. They just stayed in the cage, and then we gave them away a couple of years later. So right now I don't think I would own a burb. Also, I'm kind of triggered by birds because when I was in 1st grade, we went to the zoo on a field trip, and a goose bit my face, so that was unpleasant. And ever since then, birds have just been a little freaky. Noah Riley asked, if you could have anything in the world, what would you want? Immediately when I read this question, my first thought was a penis. So yeah, that's pretty high up on the list. A fully functioning penis, that would be great. That would just be great. Or, I mean, or I could just have a regular cis male body, like just, you know, alleviate all the dysphoria.
You can use my penis. It's only gotten me in trouble.
I'm sure. Or a shit ton of money. I mean, it sounds so not, you know, deep, like, oh, happiness, love. I don't know. A lot of my problems would be solved by just having enough money. Sean asked, why are you so hot? Again, shout out to my parents. L'Oreal Plays asks, what would be your best advice to block out all the haters and negative people in your life? I guess for people who are negative in my life, I just kind of cut them off. Like, I make sure that they don't have any, you know, means of communicating with me. If I get like hate comments on my videos and stuff, usually I either delete them, or if I'm feeling, you know, daring, I'll reply. I don't really care about, you know, just random people on the internet, but like if they're actual people in my life who are negative, then I just pretty much block them. Like, I mean, for example, not to get too, you know, personal, but my mom is a very negative person in my life, and I don't want to get too into that whole story, but if you're one of those people who thinks that if someone is related to you, then you should love them unconditionally, then I have to disagree with that. But basically, I just don't talk to her anymore. That's it. The Gim Gamer asked, I don't know if this has been asked before, but what got you into gaming and or your earliest memories with video games? So I got into gaming because I originally, you know, I saw kids playing with their Game Boys on the bus when I was like in kindergarten, and I was like, okay, that looks really fun. So I saved up for a Game Boy Advance SP, and I remember it was like 75 bucks used off eBay, which is really expensive compared to what it is now. I think I got one for like 30 bucks from Game Exchange, so I kind of just got into it by seeing other people being into it, and my earliest memories with video games are probably, I guess, just playing my Game Boy. Like, I didn't play, you know, the traditional games that everyone played as a kid because I just didn't really know about them, and I didn't have any actual friends who were into gaming and stuff. But I remember playing Tak and the Power of Juju. I don't even know what I think it's based off a show or something. I don't even know, but it was a fun game, and I couldn't beat the boss until senior year of high school. Yep, it took me that long. School and Work Grinding asked, where do you see yourself in 10 years? I guess, so in 10 years I'll be 30, yikes. But I guess hopefully having a stable job, hopefully within the film industry, whether it be editing or whatnot. I mean, as long as it's in the film industry, that's all I really want at this point. And I would also like to either have a nice apartment or even a house, because eventually I do want to just be able to have my own house. Cats, I want cats. Not too many, maybe like 2 or 3. And hopefully I'm with somebody, I'm not alone. That would be nice. Z Milo Photo asks, will you be thinking about getting a dick in the future? Yes, I do have a lot of bottom dysphoria, so even though the process for a person like myself getting a penis, it's pretty complicated. Despite that, I still want to go through with it. I don't know when that would ever happen, but I do in the future want to go through with that surgery because I just feel like it's necessary for me. I love myself, that's a lie, said, do you like collecting pins or stickers or patches or flags? PS, love you, keep up the good work. Thank you. I guess I collect some stickers. Like, I have a bunch of stickers on these posts in my room, which isn't really gonna be my room for very much longer, but I do have a lot of them in there. I have a couple pins, like I have a hat with some pins on it, but I usually only collect pins when I'm like at a gaming convention or something. Like, I also have a lanyard from when I went to PAX and when I went to E3, and I have pins on those. I only have a couple patches. I don't have anything to, like, I don't have anything to put them on, so they're in a box. As for flags, the only flag that I have is the trans flag. And I also have, it's not really a flag, but it's like a rainbow bandana that I hung up on my wall. Saturn asks, 1, are you nervous about the surgery? So since this surgery already happened, I'm just gonna think back to before I had the surgery, and no, I wasn't really nervous. Like, I was a little nervous. I was mostly kind of sure that everything was gonna go well, and it did so far. 2, what is the best LGBT plus book you've ever read? So this book was recommended to me by Allie, and it's called I'll Give You the Sun. I forget who wrote it, but if you look it up, I'll Give You the Sun, then you'll find it. But it involves characters, like main characters that are LGBT, but that's not the whole, you know, that's not what the entire book revolves around. Daily asks, are you gonna watch SummerSlam with Daily August 19th, asking for a friend? Unfortunately, it is now August 28th as I'm filming this. That's gonna be a no for me, but we did watch wrestling together a couple days ago. So Surf H99 said, if it was possible, what do you wish you could have told yourself or would have known while you were figuring out you were trans? I guess, like, there was a long period of time where I was just very unsure about, like, whether I was trans or not, and I remember thinking, like, am I trans? And I was like, you know, I'm gonna figure that out later, because obviously right now is not the time for me to know that. And so I just wish that, like, when I first started questioning that, I wish I could have gone back and, like, told myself, like, yes, you are, so stop trying to, like, do what everyone else wants you to do, because you're just wasting your own time, and you could, you know, start testosterone a lot earlier, you could start going by the name and pronouns that you want to a lot earlier, and it's just like, I could have saved myself a lot of questioning and stuff like that. Lexi asks, when are we gonna hang out, fool? Whenever, dude. I mean, I can't really drive up to New Hampshire because I just got surgery, and Dr. Garamoni said only short drives, but if you want to come hang out, then feel free. Trin Brown 13 asks, if you could give advice to yourself 5 years ago, what would it be and why? So I kind of answered this in the question before. Like, I would just tell myself, like, you're trans, you can stop wondering. Logan asks, what do all your tattoos mean and when did you get them? So I actually made a tattoo meaning video a little while while back, but I have gotten maybe 3 more since that video. So on my right ankle, I have a little robot, and that was basically just kind of a spur of the moment tattoo. It doesn't really mean anything. I just liked it because it was cute, and you know, that's okay. You can get tattoos and they don't have to mean shit. And then the next one I got is on the back of my left ankle. It's like a concept art of Sully from Monsters Inc. and I got that matching with my sister. She got Mike on her wrist. The last one that I got is the most recent one, is this one right here on my arm, and basically it's like a sword going into a rose, and I made it so that the sword is the Master Sword from Zelda, and I really like these traditional style tattoos, so that's why I got it. And I also got it in LA right before E3, so that was fun. Logan also asked, how do your female friends react to your company now that you're a man? So this is actually a really good question. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen, because I do have some friends that we would have, like, back when I didn't identify as trans, we would have, like, you know, girls' nights out, and so now I was like, is it gonna be weird now that I'm a guy? Things really haven't changed at all. Like, it's basically just the same, only they're, you know, calling me a different name and pronouns, so luckily nothing has changed. Logan also asked, how differently have you been treated in public now that you're a man? I haven't really noticed that much of a difference yet, probably because I've only recently started passing, since my voice has dropped quite a bit since I started testosterone, and now people are actually recognizing me as male. I guess people just, you know, call me different things. Like, yesterday when I was getting a haircut, they were like, all right, you're all set, buddy, or sir, or, you know, stuff like that. I don't know, that's all I've noticed so far. Is Me Hype said, will you ever hit the UK? It would be awesome to do a meetup at a UK convention. I think it would be really awesome to go to the UK. I don't know when that would happen, but I do plan to go there at some point in my life, so hopefully sometime soon. Trashstalgic asked, what's your favorite song or artist right now? I love you. I love you too. Right now, my favorite artist is Post Malone, because I'm obsessed with his newest album. And I guess my favorite song out of that is Stay, because I don't know, it's like kind of acoustic and I dig it. Ryan asked, what made you want to start a YouTube channel? I don't know, YouTube was something that I always kind of was interested in doing, but I never really got around to it because I was like, oh, I need to get better equipment before I, you know, start making videos, because I didn't want to make shitty quality videos for some reason. I just wanted to, at first, you know, I was like, maybe I'll just talk about gaming, and then it kind of expanded to a variety of things, like talking about my life, doing vlogs, and just, you know, other stuff like that. Queen Hylia asked, how much hot sauce can you handle? Let's get spicy up in this Q&A. I can handle a lot of hot sauce because I like my food spicy. I'm half Mexican, and my dad, even though he's the American one, he really likes spicy food as well, and he used to put peppers in my food as a kid to get me to drink my milk, so I'm kind of like accustomed to spicy food. VSR.300 asked, what's Ligma? What's Ligma, Loden?
Ligma balls, bitch!
And they also asked, what's your favorite video game or video game franchise of all time? So my favorite video game is Persona 4, I guess specifically Persona 4 Golden for the PS Vita. So my favorite video game franchise would be Persona as a whole. Loco Locker asked, what was your first video game or console? My first gaming console ever was the Game Boy Advance SP. The first home console that I had was the Wii. I honestly don't remember my first video game for the Game Boy. I don't remember what the first one I got was. It was probably something that came with the Game Boy when I got it from eBay. Froggington Jr. asked, what was your first tattoo? First tattoo was this. It is basically the Deathly Hallow symbol from Harry Potter, and I got it the day after I turned 18. Lol Nice asked, what do you aspire to be? Oh, they asked a lot of questions. So what do I aspire to be? I guess somebody that is confident and just who inspires others and who is confident in their abilities to do things that they enjoy. Who do you look up to? Well, I look up to a lot of YouTubers. I look up to people who are genuinely positive and who have a lot of motivation because that's who I want to be. What have I been listening to lately? Who's your favorite artist? So I kind of answered that before, Post Malone. What is your favorite soundtrack for both movies and video games? I love the soundtrack from Coraline, the movie. That's a good ass soundtrack. And also the soundtrack from Your Name is good. From video games, Persona. I love Persona soundtracks. Also Life is Strange has some dank music. Favorite album of the year thus far? The most recent Post Malone album. I don't even know what it's called. I think it's Beer Bongs and Bentleys. Suzo asked, the awkwardest thing you've ever done or awkwardest situation you've been in? Don't know why I'm asking a question with an answer that's probably gonna make me cringe, but I wanna know. Okay, so this is a little bit of a story, but I'm gonna try to keep it short. But I was on a dating website back when I was single, probably like 2 years ago. And I came across this girl that I thought was kinda cute. So I was like, yeah, let's hang out, sure, whatever. And so she came over my house. And when I met her, like, I don't wanna be mean, but when I met her, I was like, you know, I don't really think this is gonna work out. But I didn't want to be like an asshole, so I was like, okay, I mean, let's just watch a movie. So I put on Harry Potter and we're watching the movie and I'm like just sitting there like totally stiff, like just trying to watch the movie, and she's totally like just on my lap, and then she jumps on me and starts like making out with me, and I'm like, you know, I really don't feel well, so like, can you leave, pretty much. So she left, and then I kind of ghosted her after that because, I don't know, she was kind of crusty. So then later on, that isn't even the awkward part of this. I get a call randomly, like this is way later on, like I'm dating somebody at this point, and I get a random call from Logan, who I haven't spoken to in a long time at that point, and I was like, why the hell is Logan calling me? So I pick up when I should have just put him to voicemail, but I pick up and he's like, it sounds like he's with multiple people, and he's like laughing, and I'm like, what? He's like, I got someone here that knows you, and he says the girl's name who I ghosted, and I was like, what the hell? Like, they're like, we're going through your Instagram, and I'm like, oh my god, and it was just like so awkward, and my girlfriend at the time was like listening to the whole thing, and she's like, what the hell is this all about? So yeah, that was a pretty awkward situation. Jay the Human asked, you need to finally tell us to stop the confusion. Are you FTM or non-binary? I guess the way I identify is very crucial to this. I now identify as FTM, or female to male. In my coming out video, I said that I was non-binary trans masculine because I kind of used non-binary as a stepping stone, just like I used bisexual as a stepping stone from straight to lesbian back when I, you know, identified as a girl. Soon after that, I realized, you know, like, I'm not non-binary. Like, I don't even really know. I mean, some people jive with non-binary and stuff, but like, to me, non-binary trans masculine is, I don't really see a difference between that and just being FTM. And so I'm kind of just like, you know, I'm FTM. Like, I don't want to be called they. I don't feel very gender neutral. I don't feel like there's an absence of gender or anything because I, you know, present very masculinely. So hope that answers your question. Come here, little baby. Sorry if this video was a little long. I will probably do another Q&A sooner or later, you know, down the road if you guys have more questions and stuff. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.